What's going on, guys? Today I thought I'd bring you guys something a little bit different. As you guys know, Mario Maker has been out for about almost 2 months, and it's had great success. And there's a big reason for that, because there's so much creativity from people, and they're able to show it in Mario games now with their creativity. You can make Mario levels and make them as crazy as you want, or have them inspired from movies, or even people have made songs. I mean, it's pretty impressive what people have been able to do with this game. And I decided to make my own level inspired by my favorite film of all time, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It is definitely my favorite film of all time. It's one of the first movies I saw in theaters. Well, not Crusade, but Raiders was one of the first movies I ever saw in theaters. So that's why I have an attachment to it from my childhood, and I'm a big fan of it. So I'm going to take you guys through the level, and I'm going to show you, how it kind of compares to the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, then I warn you, this will be spoilers. But without further ado, let's go. Alright, so that was my first ever Mario Maker level. Now I'm going to take you guys through, how I thought about the creation process and everything, and how it relates to the movie. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so in this first scene, we have Indy walking up this small flight of stairs leading to his first challenge, called the Breath of God, where only the penitent man will pass. And he sees that there's the former volunteers that have died, and you see their heads severed and their bodies headless at the top of the stairs, and I kind of wanted to represent that in the very beginning of the level. So as you can tell, this little flight of stairs is supposed to represent that flight of stairs I just showed you. And I have Koopa Troopas, red ones, that are patrolling on each step. I guess I kind of wanted these guys to represent the guys that had formerly been killed, their heads on the stairs or whatever, but this is the best I could do. I wanted to use Goombas at first, but they wouldn't stay on the stairs. They would just keep going down the stairs. So I just used the Koopa Troopas to represent that and give you kind of like a little way to get to the top of the stairs. Now we continue the journey here. Indy moving down this spider-webbed corridor, and he has to dodge this spinning blade trap right here. And there really was only a couple of blades, but I wanted to go a little. I wanted to exaggerate a little bit with Mario Maker, obviously. So here's what I did. I wanted to make it hard on players that try to take it slow. So the key is to get a shell and run to dodge the spinning blades and the thumps. But it's almost impossible not to take a hit. So that's why I give you a mushroom at the beginning. Now the second challenge, the Word of God. It was where Indy had to actually spell out what the name of God was, which was Jehovah. But in the Latin alphabet, it started with an I, so that's why he fell here. And the enemies that I chose to use in this area were the spiny things, and that's because right there where you see Indy shake off something on his leg, in the book, as he fell through that hole, there were like tarantulas or spiders that were on him, and that's why he was doing that in the movie. I thought that was interesting, but they never showed the spiders, so that's why I actually chose to use the spinies as the enemy. And as you see, he spells out the name Jehovah. Of course, it started with an I. So here we go. At the beginning, I give you an arrow to show you, okay, there's a fire flower up here. Of course, you try to help players along that aren't really familiar with the movie. So what I had to do here, in order to represent the Word of God puzzle, I used question blocks, but I made 26 of them to represent the alphabet. But I didn't want to not give anybody a hint, so I put coins on top of the ones that were, the right letters. But only the last letter will lead to, once you've spelled it out or whatever, it'll lead to the next challenge up here, which is the path of God. And here we go as Indy makes his way to the final challenge, the path of God, where he comes to this dead end of sorts, and it's just a chasm, and he doesn't really know what to do. And it's basically a leap of faith. You just have to. It's just a leap of faith. You have to jump in and believe that you're going to make it. And originally, I wanted to use invisible blocks for this, but at the time, there was no way to do that. But somebody actually found a glitch in Mario Maker where you can actually do that. So I kind of want to go back and do it the way I wanted to, but I couldn't at the time. So here we go as Indy makes his leap of faith. It doesn't even look like he jumps. He just kind of falls forward and lands on the invisible bridge. And I tried really hard to think about how I was going to do this in Mario Maker, where, I could do a leap of faith of sorts and then find a hidden bridge. And this is the best thing I could come up with. And I'll show you after he walks across here, because there's something he does at the end that I wanted to showcase in the game as well. It's just actually camouflaged into the mountain. So he makes his way across. Then he throws some sand to show the path. I really don't understand this, but that was a pretty cool effect when I first saw it. Okay, so here we are at the path. You make your leap of faith right here, and you're going to land on this little platform here. Now, you'll see the coins. Obviously, that's going to be a bridge. You just got to find the P-switch. If you played any Mario game, you know that that's pretty much what you're going to do. So I wanted to make it a little bit interesting. So if you jump in the middle, you don't get anything. But if you jump in other areas, you'll get the P-switch. And you activate the P-switch to create the bridge. Sort of like how Indy makes the little bridge with his little sand at the end. I didn't know. I just wanted to try to do something different with it. And if you wanted to make your way back, of course you don't. But there's your another P-switch there. So when Indy finally gets to the Grail, he has to actually choose which one it is. And if you choose the wrong one, you'll die of old age quickly. And that's what happens to Donovan. Of course, I didn't show it here, but he is like the main villain of the game. And so I had to use something. I just used Bowser to represent him. Kind of lame, but there's really nothing you can really do. And to choose the Grail, I had three choices, three mystery blocks at the end. And I decided the star would represent the Grail. And as the knight explains here, you can't take the Grail past the Great Seal in the temple, or, the temple would collapse. And I wanted to represent that as well. Okay, so here we are in the Grail Chamber, and Bowser will be representing Donovan, but we're going to kill him with the star, because the star is the Grail right here. And remember, if you take the star with the Grail past the Great Seal, which we're doing here, the thwomps are just going to destroy everything behind you, and your only escape is to get to the end here, and that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you haven't checked out Mario Maker yet, I suggest you do. It's a lot of fun, a lot of replay value. You pretty much always have a new level to play. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you guys next time.